2023 CR 1253, the state of Texas versus Aaron Traylor. Is that you? Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Lower your hand. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this first amended motion to revoke probation? Can we proceed in summary?
We can, Your Honor. Thank you.
In summary, this motion alleges that on October 9th, 2023, in this court, you were placed on 5 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for theft of a firearm. Is that true? And the records all reflect that. Allegation number one states you committed the offense of evading arrest or detention on or about May 15th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. True or untrue?
True. No, that one's not true. That was one that was dismissed, correct?
I just want to go through.
No, that's not true. That case actually was dismissed.
Is that right, every time?
Or dismissed. That's not dismissed.
Well, is that right?
True, Your Honor.
Let me double check.
I think he's
Just for Mr. Traylor's benefit here.
Yes.
Number two states you committed the offense of tampering or fabricating physical evidence on or about May 15th of 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
True.
Three, you failed to immediately report to the probation office your new arrest on May 15th, 2024. Is that true or untrue?
True.
Four, you provided a urine sample on or about January 25th, almost a year ago, which showed the, I guess, probation, which showed the presence of tetrahydrocannabinol or marijuana in your system in violation of your probation order. Is that true?
True.
Five, you failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required in your probation order. Is that true?
True.
Six, you failed to provide evidence of enrollment in high school or an educational program as requested by the supervising officer to complete, I guess, your high school education. In essence, was that true? Did you complete it?
Good.
Why?
He was in
jail?
working on it.
Seven, you failed to provide your employment, I guess, evidence of employment as requested by the supervising officer within 30 days of, 30 days their instructions. This doesn't make any sense because there's no date on this, or we don't have any foundation for him to be able to answer. I don't think there's enough here.
Yeah, we're completely not true to that one. That is.
I had a job.
You failed to he failed to provide his employment as requested by the supervising officer within 30 days their instruction in violation of condition 21. Provide all records and documents requested by the supervising officer within 30 days of their instruction. Did you do that or not? Did you fail to do that?
Your Honor, I don't know if he understood that. He said he was working at the time.
Well, the problem is what was the date this
Yeah.
was supposed to have occurred?
So we're pleading not true to that one, that allegation.
8, you failed to pay court assessed fees as directed as of May 20th, 2024. You were in arrears $627. Is that true?
True.
Were you able to pay it?
I did some payments when I got paid.
When you were in arrears $627, did you have money to pay that? And did you fail to do that? That's the question. Were you able to pay or not? That's the question. 9, you committed the offense of aggravated robbery on or about April 28th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
Not true.
And 10, you failed to report to the probation office on or about June 20th, July 10th, and July 26th of 2024 as required in your probation order. Is that true or untrue?
True.
Judge, just because I'm a little unclear, can you recite to me what the true pleas are on this second First Amendment motion?
1 through 5 is true.
On the second First Amendment.
Or on the First Amended motion?
Are you, okay, this is the rundown on it. Are you pleading?
Back out there with another.
Stand by. So are you pleading true to allegations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 of this first amended motion to revoke probation voluntarily and because those allegations are true as they are alleged?
Yes,
2, 3, 4, 5, and 10.
yes, sir.
Do you understand by pleading true, a knowing and voluntary plea of true to one or more violations of probation? That is enough to grant your motion to revoke probation. Your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced to no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes, sir.
I find you're pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. What is this time, sir, please? I need those in all of these.
So that's a different. I'm not going to do that or anything like that. Administrative stuff.
He's about 200 days credit. So far. All right, that's in the record. What are we going to do next?
Judge, I'll just proceed on the allegations that he has pled true to. We still have other pending cases that after this we'll need to have a trial on. But I'll proceed on the numbers 2 through 5 and 10.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, I would like to call my client just to ask him some questions about some of the case that you can.
Okay, you are still under oath,
All
sir.
right. Aaron, we just put through some stuff. Let's talk about the community service. Had you done any community service to this point? Okay, why hadn't you done any community service yet?
At that time, yes, no need to worry about it.
Who told you she?
We can't, she has to hear everything. She's a court reporter.
Probation officer told me not to worry about it at that moment.
So
Who was your probation officer? That lady? Yeah, you're gonna get a fair opportunity to respond to any of this. You're under oath. I catch you lying under oath in this hearing, especially challenging the veracity of one of my probation officers, you will be severely punished. Just know that. You've taken an oath, and she will too. But I know my probation officers are not only honest, they're 90% effective,
Sir.
which is much higher than the national rate. They care about their probationers and they want to see success. I want to hear you talk badly about somebody. Go ahead.
let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
You're still going to be on probation for a while, correct? How much, you still have some more time left in probation, correct? And
Look, everybody, we can't hear. Y'all go in another room, please. Y'all are negotiating and yeah, y'all got a right to do that. Go in another room, please. Thank you. Thank you.
so you're still going to work on your community service hours, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was the plan to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. You just at that point hadn't done them at that early point of your probation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about you tested positive for THC. What happened there?
I got to my
Your probation officer?
Probation officer.
my grandfather had just passed.
Okay. So you had a slip
Wait,
up?
wait.
Yes, sir.
And so what? What's the point? Your grandfather passed away, so you quite naturally commit a crime?
I thought of killing myself when I didn't know to do it.
You committed a crime? That's the only option you could think of?
I had nobody call on me.
Was he a good man?
Very good.
Did you love him very much?
So,
So you honored his life when he passes by going to commit a crime. That's how you show respect? Getting high illegally. Would your grandfather have been proud of you or not? He would have been ashamed. I'm sure he set a better example than that.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you learn from it? You wouldn't be here if you would have probably been living like him. But you don't honor somebody's memory by committing a crime. That's dishonoring their memory.
The last thing I want to ask you, talk to you about these allegations is there's some dates you missed in June, July of 2024 that you didn't go to check in your probation officer. What happened? Why didn't you check in? Give the judge an explanation of what's going on there. Why didn't you do that?
I know one day I got the time wrong and I came up there. She said I was an hour late. I think so. I was an hour late.
All right. But you had made all your other appointments prior to this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And is there anything you want to tell the judge? This is your last time to talk here of why he should not revoke you and sentence you to a long sentence here.
Well, it's no less than 180 days, up to 2 years.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
I wouldn't want to stay in jail a day.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
2 years sounds like, oh, that's 750 days or almost.
That's what I mean. Why should the judge, if he's going to revoke you, sentence you to a low sentence versus the high sentence? Is there a reason why?
Not really.
And that's fine. That's a legitimate answer, saying that you understand the judge has no real reason to do this. You're just asking them to take into account and to give you a listen. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Pass the withdraw.
You don't want to ask him anything? All right.
I will ask him one thing, Judge. You pled true to allegation number 3, tampering with evidence. What was that specifically that you did that you're pleading true to there?
I don't even know.
God bless you.
Okay.
Hold on. So this is what the indictment alleges here that's pending. Was that this states that on or about May 15th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, knowing that an investigation was in progress, namely an investigation of a robbery in progress, you intentionally or knowingly concealed evidence, namely a Century Arms International 7.62 caliber handgun with intent to impair its availability as evidence in the investigation. You did some act to hide it from being discovered by the investigators. That's what that is. You understand?
I did it.
Yeah, that's what this says you did.
That's what you're true to.
That's what you're alleged to. And I think that's what we're talking about. That's what you just pleaded true to. Oh, let me give you more info. The male wearing a pink and colored jacket was apprehended and identified as Aaron Trader, you. And they discovered a Century Arms 7.62 by 39 millimeter firearm. Apparently near where you were. And I'm going to leave out the next part of this. I just want to hear what you're going to say next. Is that true or not?
Not true.
Okay, because they've got a video of the event.
Where is the video?
You don't ask me the questions. You were there. They picked up a video from the apartment that showed what you were doing. That's what it says in the report. You want to tell me anything else?
Well, if they had a video on, I shouldn't be charged with evading risk.
Oh, you're the legal expert all of a sudden. Let's see. If you know so much, why would you have pleaded true to tampering and fabricating when it's not true? You just pleaded true under oath. Now it's not true. But you're on probation here for theft of a firearm. That's a crime of deceit. And according to the report, there's a video of
I know you're on, but
it. I know. I know you know.
it's just.
You're supposed to be under oath and you're supposed to be honest.
I have been
And
on-
you don't have to be, but you pay a price when you're not.
No, I have been on, it just. And there's a lot going on, you know, like you rather just say yes and get everything over with. Nobody wanna send Jefferson County.
Everybody's responsible for the actions they make. Me, you, all of us. You make bad judgments, you get punished. You make good judgments, you're rewarded. Do you know how that works? You're on probation. You've been on probation here since October of
And so,
a year ago. And you know that consequences, actions have consequences. And when you're on probation, you got a price, you pay a price when you were granted a second chance. There aren't third and fourth chances here. People should learn. Number one, you shouldn't make the mistake in the first place, but you shouldn't be making further mistakes. But
I'm learning. See, I don't got none of my people here. I don't got nobody.
I'm sorry. You were born into the world alone, like we all are. We are going to make our own choices. You can't blame it on others.
I said,
And you know better. How old are you?
19,
Yeah,
yeah,
19.
had a birthday.
How far did you go in school?
My 12th grade year, then they put the warrant out for me. I was
Okay, so you were a senior in high school when you were arrested.
about to get my GED.
And we tried to, here's the deal is I tried to get you to complete, I'm sensitive about that. And we got, one of the requirements is to enroll in high school and complete your high school education, which, you know, that helps you because that's what we try to do. But you have to learn. You're learning, but the fact of the matter is when you commit a crime, you have a price to pay. All of us. And you've already been put on probation with the understanding of you've got a lot to lose if you fail. This doesn't even have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, a violation of probation, just a preponderance of the evidence, which isn't even as high as proving beyond a reasonable doubt. That was the proof in placing you on probation in the first place that we had to reach. So, but you know, and you have a nice probation. These are good people.
I know.
These probation officers, like I said, 9 out of 10 are successful. Why are you the 1 out of 10? That's the question. Anyway, we're moving on. Go ahead. Anything else to ask him? All right. Anything else from you? All right, stay.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to ask this lady some questions since he challenged her veracity?
Yes, I'll call Miss Catherine. And has she already been sworn?
Not yet. Ms. Carthon, raise your hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Lower your hand. Thank you. Go ahead.
Tell us your name, please.
Martha Hartman.
And you supervise this probation or Aaron Freelands?
Correct.
Have you supervised him the entire time that he's been on probation here in our county?
Correct.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about his reporting. Did he timely report after he was placed on probation?
No.
Tell
But
me about that.
I did work with him like he was saying, and he didn't show what he was like. So I worked with him, but I didn't put those dates down. The dates that I put down was beginning with June 20th. The last time he reported was on 5/23, and that's when I asked him about, because initially he didn't tell me that he had got arrested. And I had asked him about, have you been in contact with any law enforcement? And he told me no. And so I said, okay, well, let's.
What was the
talk
date he had been arrested?
about, 5/15. And he
And-
got out on the 18th,
Okay. And when did you first see him after the arrest?
5/23.
Okay.
And he had not told you, informed you prior to that he had been arrested?
No. And so
Now, how does that affect your ability to do your job, that 8-day gap? I mean, is it necessary? It says immediately report to the probation.
correct,
Why is that important?
because I'm supposed to know, those type of, situations.
Because you may have to change the method that you're using in the supervision based upon those new circumstances. Okay.
So, we discussed it and he said that that wasn't true. And so I told him at that time that we were.
What wasn't true?
About the arrest.
But it was true. I mean, we all know
Well,
that's what happened.
Saying that he didn't get arrested. He was saying that what they were saying about him wasn't true.
Oh, okay. The accusation.
Allegations, correct. And so I told him at that time that we were gonna file a motion to revoke. And that I would, I gave him his next appointment, which was June the 20th. And I told him that if the warrant was issued prior to that, then I would let him know so that he can turn himself in. But he never showed up for those appointments.
And that coincides with allegation 10
Yes,
of this first amended motion,
yes, sir.
which is failing to report to the probation office on or about June 20th, July 10th, and July 16th of 2024.
Yes, sir.
And also number 3, Judge.
When, okay, he had failed to report. When did we finally get him in the cut? When did he report again next? Did he ever report?
No, not until I didn't hear from him until he was arrested.
And what was that day?
And August the 22nd.
Okay, so he was kind of on the lam, as it were. He was absconding. He had
Correct.
absconded for 2 months.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's not good. When you don't report, you're not on probation. We can't supervise you if you don't do your part. You got to. The first thing you have to do is report. If you don't report, you're not on probation anymore. You're on your own probation, which is not the way it's supposed to work.
He did call me once he found out that the warrant was issued. Because he was upset that the warrant was issued because he said that they had went and raided his, I think he said his grandmother or his girlfriend's house or something had got raided. And so, but, he never came in, but he did call to, find out, hey, why are they raiding my
When was that?
family member's house? That was in July.
In connection with the aggravated robbery
But
investigation.
The fact of the matter is he has to be in person. You have to be in person. We don't do it long distance. We got to be able to see you to make sure that all is well.
He wasn't calling about reporting. He was calling because he wanted to know why they were raiding the home.
So when did he report? When was the last time he reported before he failed to report? What was the date?
5/23.
Okay. And then when was he didn't report until he was placed under arrest.
Correct.
What was the day he was placed under arrest?
August 22nd.
August 22nd. Okay. That's 3 full months. Huh?
That's absconder status.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Nothing more, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead. What do y'all want
Your Honor, we just asked the court to.
to, what did you want? Did he want us?
I will let him, and anything else you want to say to the court before he makes a decision?
Okay.
And we'll just let the court go with the information the court has. There's nothing more we can really add to this.
Okay. Go ahead.
He does.
Go ahead. Talk to him. Go talk to him.
He's not, that's not the part of this. So you didn't consider it. Your Honor, I think the client, I want to make sure that the court, that he's pleading not true to the aggravated robbery and that he asked the court not to consider that in the decision,
Yeah, that's, well,
which was not true and there's no evidence presented for that. So I know the court's. not
He's
gonna
pleaded
accept
true to 2, 3, 2, committing the offense of tampering or fabricating physical evidence. 3, failing to immediately report to the probation office his arrest. 4, providing a urine sample testing positive for drugs tetrahydrocannabinol. 5, failing to provide verification performing community service hours. 10, failing to report to the probation office on June 20, July 10th, and July 26, 2024. But now we know he had absconded or failed to report for a full 3 months when his obligation was to report regularly. Which how often? Once a month?
It seems he was on a monthly.
Monthly. So they most, no, that's where you're being held responsible. Now, these other ones are, you're looking at these tampering charges, 2 to 10 years in prison. Theft charges a state jail felony like this one. And this other one is a state jail felony. But the final one is an aggravated robbery, which is supposed to read felony. No less than 5 nor more than life in prison. And that is going to be the meat on the bone here. But this still has its own consequences.
hold on, Your Honor. Can I say something like that?
Go ahead. What we're going to do is set all that for trial, and we'll have a jury trial and let a jury decide.
The victim in this case,
Go ahead. You want to say something? Maybe that's not a good idea. Anything you say, he's going to use, he could use against you if it's harmful to you.
it's not harm because
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say.
You about to say.
They don't understand some things they say can actually be used against them.
It's best for me to talk to him about not. Don't say that on the record.
Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you asking for?
I'm asking for 6 months, Your Honor,
You personally or for your client?
for my client, Your Honor.
I'm not being facetious about it. It's just, he can get anything he wants because the evidence doesn't show him guilty of anything, and he's doing the best he can to help you. I just think you're not following his advice, but that's your choice to make. What state say?
So the timeline here, Judge, is October of 23. He gets put on probation. By January of that next year, he has already tested positive for THC. And by April of that next year, he has already been arrested on a new offense and not told his probation officer. And then he stops reporting a month after that. I think
It's
probably
all within a year.
Yes, sir. I don't think he ever really, gave any effort whatsoever. And for that, I think 2 years is probably appropriate. And then he can wait here in our county jail while he awaits trial on his aggravated robbery case.
Yeah, this was really just 8 months before the wheels fell off on this. Anything you want to say? Yes, sir.
yes, because me personally, I think 2 years is too much. Cause by the time the 2 years, I'm being going to trial. It's gonna get dismissed.
That doesn't matter.
No.
That doesn't matter. It's what you're presumed innocent on other charges.
Yes, sir.
What we're talking about are the three things that you have pleaded true to that you have admitted,
Yes, sir.
including a crime. All right, you can't do that on on court's watch, on probation, on a felony offense where you're held account. You've already made a mistake to put you on probation. You compounded it by committing more mistakes. You didn't get yourself out of trouble by doing the right thing. Yeah,
Yes, sir, Your Honor,
but nothing. You've got five separate grounds that you have failed on, including a new crime. You admit a new crime. Not reporting, absconding for 3 months. I mean, you're not even on probation. You took off.
Understand me, Your Honor.
Okay, as long as you understand it.
How I violated for not holding a job if I had a job.
I'm sorry. There isn't a job. There isn't a crime for not having a job.
It's not using out against you.
Well,
That's not a violation.
What about the no GED? How can I go to school with a warrant?
That you're not being charged with no school. That's not what we found for failing to do that. I didn't find that true. Are you paying attention here? No, I went. 2, committing the offense of tampering or fabricating evidence. 3, failing to immediately report to the probation office your new arrest. 4, providing a urine sample that showed drugs. 5, failing to provide verification of performing community service hours. 10, failing to report on June, July, and July of 24. That's what we're talking about.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know what you're standing right here. You're right amongst us, and it's as though what we have said you never grasped. Those are the violations. One of those is enough to revoke your probation.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, these other crimes, the evading arrest and the aggravated robbery, that's still yet to happen. And then we'll set those for trial and a jury will get to decide. But right now, it's just this matter of your probation and failing to perform properly on probation. If nothing further, I'm going to find there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to granted by a preponderance of the evidence as allegations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 have been proven true by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Thus, your deferred or unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked. Earlier in this case, you pleaded guilty voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted into evidence. That was your plea admission and your signed statement stating you were guilty. That's enough to support your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because of the revocation of probation, because of these 5 violations. And you were hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 2 years. You will be given credit for all time you've served, which is about 200 days already. And we will set these other cases for trial. 24-1328 aggravated robbery. 24-1646 tampering or fabricating with evidence. Then 24 CR 2003 theft and 24-2004 another theft. We will set the aggravated robbery first. That's the most serious, and that should resolve it. That will probably just end up disposing of all of these matters. That is what we shall do, and we'll set it on the trial docket immediately to get it as fast as we can. Okay, because I know he wants a hearing on it, and we want to get it quick. What, John? What else do you have?